Yo, what they do. I'm your host, Aaron J. Jackson, also known as Marvin Bay, and welcome to the 45 episode of Behind the Beard podcast presented by the FTO Network. And, we in New York with it, you know what I'm saying? I'm very happy that I'm in New York right now. I've been here in 3 years.
For real?
I haven't been here in 3 years.
Damn, you gotta go crazy then. You gotta go crazy. I didn't know it was that long.
Yeah, it's very long. So, but enough said, we got the amazing Andira from High and Light.
Thank you.
For the people who don't know who you are, introduce yourself.
My name is Andira. I'm the founder and designer at High and Light. High and Light is just like a jewelry installation brand. We specialize in accessories, home goods, all pro-black and like black history influence. And that's me. I'm a girl from Long Island, Long Island, New York. Lived in New York my whole life, except for like a few years, went down south. But
So you traveled all over the country?
I've lived all over New York. Like,
okay.
I was born in Long Island. I lived in Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan. Only place I never lived at is the Bronx, which I'm not doing that shit. But
what's like the whole Bronx thing? Like,
the Bronx is just a zoo. It's a jungle. Like, my dad is from the Bronx. He lives out there, but the Bronx is just like, it's just different. Nothing against the Bronx though, but it's just not for me.
That's probably like from Miami. For us, it's like kind of like Overtown in Miami.
Okay.
Like that shit really.
It's
gritty.
like crazy. Yeah, that's the Bronx. That's the Bronx.
Really gritty.
It's just a different energy once you step out there.
Right. So how's 2021 been treating you so far?
It's been cool. It's been like slow paced.
Right.
A lot of time to reflect. I spent a lot of time by myself this year. Like I haven't been like moving. I have been moving around, but people think, like from what they see online, they think like you outside every day, but like I might go outside for like, a weekend or a week, and then I'm back home for like a month, just like with myself, what I'm saying, working on designs or working on things I want to grow and, within myself. So it's been good. It's just been like, I feel like it's just a place of like getting older and mature and knowing what you want and like setting like higher goals for yourself and shit like that. Yeah.
So, by growing up in New York, what first led you into making jewelry?
I went to college, and my professor at the time, I went to college, Dowling College, out East New York, and my professor, my art history teacher, because I went for business. Like when you get out of high school, everybody's like, oh, let's just go take like some business, whatever.
Right. That was
just like, if I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do, but I'm just go for business. So I went for that, and then my college professor, my art history teacher, that was like the class that I loved the most. Like I'm like, damn, I need to switch my major. So in the class, she was talking about basilicas in Rome. Like one day she was like, yeah, they were all about height and light. That's what she kept saying. Wow. They were like it's about the building that has like the most light shining in and the tallest. That's how like they define which one was the best. So I was like, height and light, and I just thought about that. I was like, yo, that's like a bar. Like that shit kind of hard.
Just stuck on you.
Yeah, so I just like wrote it down, and then I went home or whatever, and I just was like, damn, what can I do with this name? And like I have like a background in dance, so I was like, I want to open up a dance studio. And then I was like, I don't know. And then one day I was just like sketching, like, because I've always been into like Kemet history or Egyptian history. And
by the way, I just literally, when I was in Boston, I just seen a whole bit of Egyptian art, and that shit just.
It's
but
like
they got some in the Met too over here, so it's like.
Yeah, the Met one is crazy. Right. But it does, like, it grabs you in. It's like, so
it makes you push it in perspective.
Yeah, like everything starts there, in Africa or whatever.
Yeah.
But so I was like sketching one day, and then I just like sketched like my Drip and Unk piece, my first piece. And first when I sketched it out, I thought it was gonna be like my logo for something. And I was like, damn, this could be a necklace, like, So I took that, and then I just like was trying to figure out like how do I make a necklace. Right. So then I just started like researching. I found this like company upstate New York called RW Manufacturing, and this lady literally walked me through. I never met her, but she literally, Laura and Kathy, shout out to y'all. She literally walked me through everything. Like, this is how you do a CAD file. This is how you weigh metals, like penny weights and shit like that. And like from that, like that's how I learned about like different stuff. Like, okay, you gotta make a mold. You have to like learn how to carve and like, different stuff like that. So that was basically like my start, and then like. Once I had my sample created, I just like.
I know you was going crazy.
Oh my god! I just pushed that shit for like 2 years. I just was pushing the same piece, like the Drip and Unk, like, and that was it. Like, just that it. So that was definitely like, the beginning.
Do you think that has like an impact of like the way you grew up as well too, like the way that you was intrigued and everything that you did?
Like my mom, my grandmother, like my whole family's fly. Like my grandfather fly as hell. My mom always like heavy like name, like just like New York shit, like nameplates, rings, you know what I'm saying, like all of that. My grandmother, like to this day, wears like a whole bunch of like big silver bracelets, you know what I'm saying. Even my cousins or whatever, like everybody like had like this whole sense of style, and like I just kind of watched them and like took little pieces from that, and that just inspired me because like as a kid, my mom made sure like, all right, when you get to a certain age, you get the bangles, you get the nameplate and all that. So like
you work your way up.
Yeah, and all of that just stuck with me. Like, and I realized that like looking back now, like damn, I always liked accessories. I would go to like Jamaica Avenue, I was telling you about, and I was like, damn, how can I get a nameplate earring that nobody got? So if everybody doing it this way, I'm gonna do it this way. Like different shit like that. Like or whatever. So yeah, that's always been like in me, but I didn't realize it until I got older.
What do you think, or how do you think it grew, like you grew a passion for making jewelry?
I guess once I see my first piece, like I was just like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? And like it kind of taught me to, because I already paid attention to detail with like clothing and shit, because I always like clothes, but like with jewelry it's so like detail oriented, like you have to like look at every little piece. So with that, I started like realizing like, damn, it's a lot that goes into it, and like when you finally get that final product in your hand, it's like, damn, like this shit is different, it's beautiful. So my passion just grew from just like learning about it, and then just like even in Egypt, like how they like had, or Kemet, how they had like all the symbolism, and like they carried unks, it's like electricity, like it was just that's a whole
get deep in the rap.
But like all that type of stuff, it just like just connected, and I really just feel like it's just like ancestral guidance, like it's not like me, like, because the ideas I get are not coming from me, it's coming from a different place. So
it's crazy because I just started like really getting into like wearing jewelry and shit like that, and it's crazy because I be like seeing from an outside perspective, like damn, a lot of people from a consumer perspective, they think they'll just do it, but it's not like that. It goes into it's an art into it as well too, and the way that you have to scale the jewelry, the way that you have to scale it just for all of that. So
it's a lot.
Yeah, like I always see, I got my first piece recently, like the barge.
Nice.
And I'm like, when you said like when you like really see in your hands, it's like, yo,
like this is my baby. You grow attached to it, you definitely grow attached.
So what would you say like had been like the challenges that you face of like the beginning stepping stone of making everything, or making jewelry, or just making a name for yourself in the game?
I guess just like I would say help in the beginning, because it was like I've always, we both Leo, so when we want something, we going after that shit.
Get that shit.
So I know a lot, and I would like go to like older jewelers and shit and be like, yo, like I want to learn, can you teach me? And a lot of them like kind of just like, because it's almost like people see the fire in your eyes and they like scared to like, see you pass them. So in that sense, I dealt with that a lot. So I kind of just like taught myself, besides like, RW manufacturing and like this manufacturer I was working with in the city, she taught me a lot as well. But like for the most part, I just like had to teach myself how to do everything, And like I think that was the hardest part. Just,
especially
like,
us as black people as a whole too. Like growing up in the hood. And, and then going to like you going to your other homies that don't come from where you come from, and then you just like get inspired, and you like, but you don't have the same resources
exactly. So it was just a lot of like groundwork and like footwork. Like once I realized like, okay, I'm making this piece and I can't just focus on designs. I got to focus on the marketing. I got to focus on photo shoots. So like I'm so thankful that me and like my homegirls back in the day, we used to throw like parties and shit, so I kind of had that idea of like marketing something, or like, like photo shoots. Like
around what year was that though?
That's like 07, 08. Okay. Oh yeah, so like MySpace time.
So around that time, even like when Twitter started getting involved in the 09s and the 10s and 11s, those times was like, I feel like if you was around that time, Instagram became a little more easier.
Exactly, it did. Because we used to literally like make flyers and like go to Jamaica Avenue. We had like a flyer guy. Like we would take a photo shoot on the Ave, like with the little airbrush background, and then we go get a flyer, make it, market it, and then put it out there like that. Right. You know what I'm saying? So like with that little bit, or like hiring a DJ, or like I don't know, I just felt like all these little elements that I did as a kid helped me to like be able to market my stuff like as an adult. So like that was like a hard part too, because like I was out there, like most of the people that people have seen in my stuff, I've gave it to them personally. Like I went to a show, or like the grind, the hustle. Like pulling up type shit. And then as my name got bigger, then like some contacts was like people came to me, like stylists or whatever. But in the beginning, it was just all like footwork. Like I was just outside, like for real, like outside with it. So yeah, that was probably like the hardest thing.
So as you talked about your first piece earlier, how did that even look like? Like, did you think you like looking back at it now, like, oh, you like,
Oh no, it's still good. People still buy it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like
so it was your logo.
No, it wasn't my logo. It was a dripping unk, and the dripping unk, just the unk symbolizes eternal life.
Oh yes. I looked at your website. I didn't know that was your first piece.
That was my first piece, and that was like 10 years ago.
Wow.
But it's just like when you make something that's so passionate from the heart, people still want it to this day.
Right.
It's almost like because I pushed it for so long. When I stopped pushing it, people were like, all right, where is it at? You know? So every now and then I'll like bring it back, but to this day people see that and they just like, it's like timeless, like, so I don't have any really cringe pieces because I take my time with collection pieces, like things I do on the side, like belt chains and stuff like that. That's more so like I'm just doing this, because you want it, but like when I do collections, it's like, all right, it's from the heart.
Right. So talking about the jewelry game, do you have to have like a certification to go to X, Y, and Z to just deal with everything like that?
No, you just go outside and figure that shit out. Like I just like with clothes, like nowadays you do your design on Photoshop or whatever. You go to your little whatever screen printer or whatever, and you make it happen. Same thing I did.
Right.
I learned how to sketch. I took a class in the city with this place called Brooklyn Metalworks on like waxing and making molds. Took a class with them, and like everything else, you go to the city, find you a manufacturer, you like a caster or whatever who like a detergent.
So yeah, it's just like making clothes.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Like,
but like the mold, like that's what gets me. So you make the mold, but you put the gold on top of it, or something like that.
You make a mold. Like, all right, say for instance, you make like a wax figure of a piece or whatever, right? Then what you do is you take that to the caster, and he can put it in a mold for you.
Oh, okay.
Or you can make the mold you want. It's like a silicone mold. So say like with the class that I took, say you had like a seashell or something like that. You put it in silicone, you let it harden up, and that's like a mold. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like, there's different ways that you could do it, but
tomato.
Yeah, but my thing right now, I'm trying to get into like the CADs, like heavy on that a little bit more, because that's like easier than doing the traditional like carving shit out. Like that's what I did with some pieces, like my feather, my Angels and Ancestor collection. I had an actual feather, put it in wax, and then like carved it and had to go get it casted. You know, like that type of shit takes longer.
So you started hiding, like you well, first you went you was in class. You got inspired by what your teacher was saying about the height and light. You started to understand the jewelry game. So what made you officially be like, damn, okay, I want to take this shit to the next level and make it as a whole brand and a lifestyle?
I think that was my mission from the beginning, because like the height and light, I wanted that to be a staple thing. Like I literally was in school, like I dropped out of college, but I was in school and I was just like, this shit is not for me. Like, like I don't feel like I'm fulfilling what I want to do. Like I'm an artsy person, so I wanted to do something that made sense, so already I was just like, okay, what am I gonna do? So when I like came up with the whole height and light thing, I just planned to like take it to the highest that I could take it from the beginning. Like I wasn't doing it as like a hobby or something like that. I was like, okay, this is about to be my name, like my staple, like Frank Lucas with with the blue magic, same shit. God. Like this is about to be
the product.
Yeah, like I stand behind this.
Right.
That's it.
So what inspires or motivates your creativity into making new designs for height and light?
It's just like, it's different things, It's like sourcing, spending time with myself, whether it's like reading books, watching documentaries, studying like ancient history. Yeah,
because I noticed that you, my bad to cut you up, but I noticed that you use like a lot of how you pronounce it, Pan-Africanism, symbolisms and
colors
little
and stuff,
exactly. So that's
like
why
all of that, all of that just like a reflection of like either my childhood or my family. So like my grandfather was super Pan Af, like everything like red, he passed away or he just ascended, and like his whole thing was like red, black, and green, like in the house, and his car, which I still have his car right now, like his car, like on his Facebook, like all that type of shit. He always was just like spreading knowledge and like on some Black Power shit, you know what I'm saying? So with him, I kind of learned that side, and that's why like my last collection, I dedicated that to him because that's what he like instilled in all of us, So
most definitely, like one of the reasons why I love what you do, because I don't know, I never really seen like the way that you market and actually dedicate it to our people at the same time. Especially in the jewelry game, like you know what I'm saying, doing the unks, doing the dices, doing the checkerboards, doing
trying to mix it.
You feel me? So like, that's why I think that's what really gravitates to me, and that's why shout out to Ed for introducing me to you.
Oh yeah, shout out to Ed, love you Ed. Shout out to Market, whole family.
Yeah, like
y'all.
like, and that's what gravitates to me, and man, like I just like. I like everything you do, dog.
Thank you.
And,
same. This nigga's nasty.
Thank you for like cause I did a shoot for the nappy shirt.
Oh yeah, black. That's why I said like he's also nasty. So when I seen his work, like basically we did a pop up together with the brand Market,
right? And
they collaborated with him, and that's how we met. And I seen his work, and like I love it. Like it is just like a certain type of eye. There's only a few artists that like have that type of eye where y'all capture black people.
Yeah.
So like perfect, like so raw, and I feel like you definitely have that.
And that's why I kind of like understand your story, because it's like growing up,
same thing.
It's like we did our research, but then we try to mimic it in our own vibe, and then just
and branch out, bring it to other people, like shit that we seen in our hoods or whatever. We branch out and we try to show the world, like a sense of that, but try to make it like high quality in the same sense.
And shout out to the internet, cause
without that, oh man,
but let's talk about the materials that you use. Like, what's one of your favorite materials that you like to use when it comes down to making jewelry as a whole? Or just not even just making jewelry, because I know you do other things like
the home goods and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, for jewelry, I'm a gold girl, so I like using like golds and like I do a lot of like costume stuff. Just so it's affordable. So I do like a lot of like brass, gold plated, and the last few years I've been getting into like silver. So I think silver is like one of my favorite because you don't have to worry about any like tarnishing or anything like that. It's just like it's good for life, and like I feel like silver is a good investment, and gold, like solid gold, is a good investment just for like an asset.
Me, I already know.
Yeah, like on some asset shit. Like when I be looking at my pieces, I'm like, yo, if they don't sell, I know these are assets. Like I
either
can
way, it's going.
Yeah, like I can melt this down and get money, like if I need to, or I can like just keep it, like
That's why I look at it when I start buying jewelry. I just look at it like, damn. Okay, I'm spending my bread, but it's like shit.
It's gonna be here forever. Like, who knows? We might go back to trading silver and gold. Like,
and it's honestly beneficial for generations and generations, because you never know what's gonna happen, and you need that gold or silver.
And like sentimental too. Like you pass that down, like to your kids. Like this bracelet right here is my grandfather's. It's like a bullet bracelet, shell cases or whatever. But this is something that he had, like all his life, well not his life, but majority of it, and like it's just like the energy, like because jewelry does have energy in it, you know what I'm saying? So like if you have like a elder or ancestor or whatever that passed something down to you, you'll feel their presence. It's like a protection piece. So I look at it in that sense too. Like I try to make sure like I create with my ancestors in mind, and like with the right intention, so that way when people wear my stuff, it's not like they just wearing like they can feel like all right, like I feel connected to my roots type shit.
Like even with me growing up, my grandfather, like he was very geeky, so like you'll have like a watch, a gold watch, silver, like a double how you say it, the double plated, like one of the gold strip in the middle, and then the silver, a little watch, you know what I'm saying? So
that shit is all the style, like with that's
the link, with the I'm from Miami.
So I know y'all was going crazy with the shirts, the button ups. Oh man,
with the Dickies. That's why I wear the Dickies like how I do, because that old school geeky shit.
Ooh,
but like
that's fire.
But when he passed, I got passed down his jewelry. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely resonate.
Yeah,
with everything.
you feel it. You feel that energy,
right?
yo.
Because every time you see it, it's like, oh shit, it brings back to
it's
the
that
memories
protection piece. Same thing with like crystals and stuff, but it's just like they actually wore that. You know what I'm saying? And that just their energy is still in the metal. Like metal carries energy. You know, so
facts.
Definitely.
So speaking, I know we talked about the challenges in the beginning stages of your career or whatever. What would you say is the challenges now that you face and continue to do what you do? Because I know as a brand dealing with business, it's like it gets challenging and trying to balance life as well. So what would you say is the challenging things that you face?
Like right now, I would just say like what I'm trying to do is learn how to like not do everything. Like, I want to build a team right now and like, give people a chance to help me and like grow, because I realize that like I've been doing it by myself for so long, which is fine. Like I've done a lot, but it's still like, you could be focusing on the designs where you have somebody focusing on marketing, or you have somebody focusing on this or that, because that shit is a lot doing it by yourself. You can't. And I have like friends, thankful for my friends that help me out, but like sometimes it's just like, damn, like I don't feel like doing all of this, like
it gets overwhelming.
Yeah, so but I feel like I have learned to take breaks and stuff and like balance it out, but definitely like I want to build a team and a solid team, because it's like you might get somebody that wants to help you, but then they like like
lazy.
Yeah, then that should be deterring me, because then it's like, damn, I give somebody I give somebody a chance, and then it's like, fuck, now I'm just like, I gotta really like trust my intuition and use my discernment to like really find somebody or find people that it makes sense,
Nah, it gets very challenging when it comes down to like dealing with business, because you gotta deal with the business stuff, you gotta deal with like people that's like you trying to have on the team, but they're not taking it serious as you, or whatever the case may be. So that's.
And at the end of the day, you have to design. Like,
you
have to go home and design. So.
Everything. And then you trying to do these collections and shit like that. And everything like that. So, what is the overall goal for High End Life? So, like, overall, for down the line, years down the line, and everything.
Can't give them everything, because niggas be jacking.
That is true.
But just, like, expansion. Like, I would just say, like, expansion in every way. You see, I'm getting into home goods, so more home goods stuff. Because, like, I did start in jewelry, but like I love everything. Like I love clothes, I love furniture, I love home goods, I love doing my installments, like art installments. Definitely a lot more of that. Workshops, I want to like get to a point where I can like just like teach kids the business, like jewelers. You know what I'm saying, like little baby jewelers and shit like that. Baby jewelers, all right. Think about it in my head, like all right, yeah. So things like that. Yeah, just keep expanding, like in every avenue. Like, everything that I'm like good at, okay at, like just like go up one mountain. I seen Lauryn Hill talk about that. Like once you like reach the top of a mountain, you have to go back down and then like go back up another one. Like different skills. Like, but you can't jump from this mountain. Like
can't.
Like you got to go back down and go back up.
It's never ending either.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it. Like,
of course, that's the journey. Because when we look,
going.
Even with this interview, when we look down at this, I do these interviews just for the simple fact, so when we get to where we want to be at in life, we look back.
Facts. Yeah, I appreciate you for even doing it.
No, it's all love, man. When I do these interviews, I just look at it as a perspective of I really fuck with a person. I like giving they roses while they here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and giving people a platform. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's really what it is.
That's what's up. Appreciate that.
So we got a few questions left. So what's your favorite piece so far that you made? I know that's a hard question.
Damn.
But so far, what you like? Or what's your favorite?
I don't know. Damn, that's hard. My favorite?
It could be custom. It could be...
Like, yo. Of course, a dripping unk. Like, my baby. That's my first baby. So, like, the first child always going to be, like, heavy.
All right.
And then, I would say I did a collection called Gathering Energy from the Sun. So, like, this piece.
Oh, wow.
But I did it in, like, silver and in gold. And then it has, like, I just added stones in the eyes. I haven't released this yet, but that's next. But
exclusive.
Exclusive. So, this whole collection, I think that was my favorite, because I really feel like when I was designing this, like, I could feel, like, the presence of my ancestors with me, because I was just, like, at home, and I was like, at the time I was like smoking and shit. I'm in my room just smoking and just like trying to like channel like what I want to do. And then I started drawing it because I was like studying like Akna and the sun energy and like I'm like, okay, we charge up from the sun and we're melanated, so we need sunlight to like, to survive.
Right.
And then I was like, okay, then that leads to like, if you don't get sunlight, that leads to depression. And then I'm looking at that, and then I'm like,
facts.
Leo shit. We are sun beings. Like, we're centered around the sun. So like, all of that shit, I'm like, yeah, I love yellow, and all of this. It started connecting, and then I was just like, okay, how can I incorporate that into a piece? So I started sketching first, and there's like this image is basically a bust. There's like a bust of like Akhenaten, which is Nefertiti's husband. Mm-hmm. There's a bust of like their daughters, and there was like an image that I seen. And I started sketching it out, and I was like, oh, this shit fire. And I added the sun on top. And I was like, okay. And I added the sun in the back, and I wrote gathering energy from the sun. Mm-hmm. And I was like, damn, like this shit's heavy. And then like for maybe like a few months, I just pushed that, and like. That's another, like, one of my pieces where people really fuck with. Like, they see it and they like, yo, this is hard. And then it's like, certain people don't even know what it means. They just think it's a skull. Yeah. Like an Egyptian skull or some shit. And they like, oh, it's fire. So
well, all that shit really, I ain't even gonna call it shit, but all that all that stuff is really like, how should I say that? It's very important. It's not even like it look like a skull. It's like it has a meaning behind it. Because when I go to these like museums, I'd be like, yo, each piece
has a meaning, and it's deep. It goes so deep, like, and that's why I just said, like, everything is just like, all the ideas come from above, like anything that I design is not, I'm just like a vessel or a channel, like just releasing it, giving it to the people, whether they do good or not. I can say I got it out. So
keep it moving.
You just got to get the ideas out, because if not, like, somebody will do your shit. That's another thing too.
So gold, white gold, or rose gold? What's your go-to?
Yellow gold,
Oh,
18K,
God.
Leo shit, like, you really like to be flashy, whatever. Like, you gotta, like, always, like, if it's a subtle day, I'll do silver. Like, my mom got me into silver, because silver is like, when I wear like black, sometimes I wear silver, like all black, because like, you want to go for that look, but like, on an average day, gold. Like,
I like gold. I
that shit just goes.
I ain't gonna lie. Like, every time I see silver, I'm like, that shit don't hit.
Yeah, it gotta be. I ain't gonna lie. When I wear silver, I have to wear mad silver. Cause I feel like, like, gold is just like,
it just hit.
Yeah, it's just like so impactful.
And I'm from Miami, so like,
I do all the links
we do like. Niggas be having big chunks.
Ooh.
Big chunks.
I gotta go to Miami.
Maybe.
I've been there, but I need to go back.
To a flea market.
Yeah, I need to go like for some inspo and shit.
Yeah, so all right, for the people, that want to step in your industry, what advice would you give them when they want to like, step in? To get in,
I would say just like do your research, if you could take classes in the field, take classes. If you can't, just like everything is available to you online. Like there's a YouTube where you can learn how to do something, and like do what you can. You don't have to know how to do everything in the beginning. Just like if you learn one step, master that, go to the next step. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to like come in as a master. I'm still not a master. Like, and which I be getting mad at. Like, damn, bitch. Like, it's been mad years, but at the same time, it's like it's a growing process. So, just like come in with what you got. Do it with, like, use what you have, and like if you only got one piece, push that shit. Like, you don't have to have 1,000 pieces.
Don't look at other people's work.
Yeah, definitely don't, because then you're gonna be thrown off. Like, just like focus on yourself, do what you're good at, know your mission, know your purpose, and what you want to push with direction, and stick to that. Like that's what I would say.
So, for the people that want to get in contact with you or reach you, or just want to just follow you, how can they reach you?
You can hit me up on Instagram at height, the letter N, light. You can go to the website, height, the letter N, light.com. That's basically it. If you go there, you can find like Facebook, you can go to YouTube, all from the website.
And we'll put it in the description. Y'all already know what time.
You can email me, whatever. And I'm looking for talent like marketing. I need an in-house photographer, in-house videographer. I need a PR, all that shit, because your girl is tired.
I could work something out with a PR.
All right, bet. Yeah.
I could work something
like,
out.
Listen, I just want to design and, like, give y'all good shit. So, the strong woman needs some help.
So, man, I appreciate you for being on the show.
Thank you.
It's episode 45 with it. Any last words you want to give out before we end it?
I want to say shout out to you. I want to give you your flowers for doing this and for like being a fire ass creative, and you know, just keep going with what you're doing, keep expanding. Don't set no boundaries on yourself. You know, like you've been going crazy, you've been traveling, doing your shit. Keep doing
Sacrificing.
that. Yeah, same.
You know,
but the reward comes later. Like one thing in the beginning, I sacrificed so much, and I'm still getting rewards from like years of like, you know, groundwork. Right. So like, go through that part, and then after that it gets easy. Don't get lazy like me, because I be getting lazy sometimes.
I mean, sometimes you be like
yeah, but like
it's human nature sometimes.
Yeah, like just keep doing your shit, and like this is an amazing podcast, it's an amazing platform.
Appreciate
you know,
it.
like just keep this going.
All right,
and
man.
Keep your photography going.
Of course. All right, man. It's episode 45, and we conclude the episode, and we out.
Yes. Peace.